Welcome to Evolve Here Now, the podcast for leaders who are advancing the meaning and impact of business success, full spectrum health, medicine, and high performance in all areas of life.
This is your home if you are a leader who is ready to step up your impact, inspiration, and personal evolution so that you can serve at the level you know you're capable of and beyond.
Join us now as we recharge, elevate, and accelerate you on your journey into this accelerated evolution community of the world's top influencers.
I'm your host, Talia Jacqueline.
I'm the founder, Satyan Raja, and once again, it's time to accelerate your evolution and your leadership.
Welcome to Evolve Here Now. This is episode 10, and today we have Nataliya. Nataliya, how do you pronounce your last name?
I want to try that one. Say that again.
Say it again.
Perchatkina. It would be easy for you. Perchatkina.
All right.
Yes.
Nataliya Perchatkina. Yeah?
And that's
Something like
Wow.
that's fine.
Let me introduce you.
and that's Russian, correct?
Yes, that's it. It is.
Yes, Nataliya grew up in Russia, and actually really interested in hearing a little bit more about your background. But she was a professional skier, was on the national ski team in the USSR. So I would love to hear about that and how you started that. And then years after following, you started your personal spiritual evolution journey and met Satyan through the master coach training of Accelerated Evolution. So you've been on quite a journey, and we were just talking briefly before we started, and Nataliya's been sharing with me what type of work she's doing. She's a massage therapist, and she uses some of the methodologies in Accelerated Evolution on the clients that come into her practice, which is really fascinating to me. So I would love to hear a little bit about your journey, maybe starting from ski, like the ski instructor role, and your involvement in that, and how you transitioned, what brought you into this whole spiritual evolution journey.
Yes, I trained a lot to get on the national ski team, and USSR back then was huge country. It's 15 countries now, so to be on a national team you have to be really good. And I didn't have much talent, but I was very hardworking. And I get on a national team at age 18, and I managed to hold on a national team for next 6 years. And then I decided that it's enough, and I gave birth to my first son. Now I have 3 kids, and basically the ski helped me to know myself better, because you have to be mentally strong, not only physically, to compete on a high level. But I was quite shy. I realize that now that what bothered me during the competitions, I would always think what people think of me. Now I don't think that way. And I was afraid kind of to fall down, okay, like not be perfect. I always tried to be perfect, but it didn't happen that way all the time. But it worked on a way. But later, when I emigrated to Canada in 1998, in 2000 I went back to Russia, and I get introduced to Reiki healing, and I took a course, and that my spiritual journey began, because it was completely different what I knew before. And then I because of my education, I get a job as a massage therapist, and working with people, I learned to feel energy very deeply on a deep level, on a soul level. And I love it because your intention to send love, people can feel it. They can feel it. Whenever I finish massage and they come out, they always asking, what kind of massage was that? If I'll go to the spa in my town or city I live in, what should I ask for? I will smile and say, it was just a massage. If you want to see me again, it won't be the same again, And evolving evolution.
Accelerated evolution.
What accelerated evolution? I met Satya by, I don't know, by accident probably, but I took this master class and it changed my life profound. I had this deep-seated flaw that I'm not good enough. And that I realized that it didn't help me when I was an athlete, and it wasn't helping me to live my life with joy and happiness. And during this course, it was layers and layers and layers of energies falling off, peeling off, and now I'm an absolute peace, and it's amazing feeling. And because I'm at peace and I'm so in love with humanity, I can share it, and it makes my life kind of purposeful, and it's beautiful. I'm very grateful, Satyen, for introducing me and everyone to these techniques. It's amazing.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah.
Can you give me in a former incarnation of mine years ago, I was a shiatsu therapist when I was coming out of high school. I went into shiatsu and acupuncture and those type of bodily healing arts. Tell me, really, how do you use this? And basically, can you tell me a little bit more how you use it for yourself as a healer? I want you to share a little bit more how it works for you as a healer.
Actually, just recently, I caught myself that I'm not getting emotionally involved with any people dramas. I do know it, but I'm not getting emotionally involved, and it was amazing for me to discover that. I still can feel, but I recently, husband of friend of mine committed suicide, and of course people crying and everything, and I know how hurtful it for her, but I didn't feel any heavy sensation in me, and it was like, wow, what's happening? But using this technique constantly, because I learned as soon as I feel negativity rising in me or feelings I don't like, right away I'll do the process on myself. And now there is nothing to work on. I'm so happy. But if there is slightly something arising, I'm like, oh, I don't like it. Let's work with it. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Even during the massage, I can share one experience I had. The lady came in and she said, you know what, I'm going to cry the whole hour. I okay, what happened? She said, oh, my husband was cheating and now we are divorcing. So she got on the table and I said, okay, can I ask you what's good about it? So she was in shock and she's like, there is no good. I'm like, no, there is always good and bad. Let's think. And after 10 minutes or 15 minutes, what's good, what's bad, end of the words, she was absolutely good and she left happy. No tears came out of her eyes. Wow. And it's so simple and so beneficial. I'm very grateful for those techniques. It helped me a lot to change my life. And I'm trying to help others whenever it's possible.
I would love to hear more.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I wanted this comment to give the context to this. particular method, one of the processes in accelerated evolution is called end of words. And people's problems, challenges, whatever they come to as a healer, we don't know what they're going to go show up with when they come to our table, when they come to our room, come to our clinic, come to our space. We have no idea what they're going to come up with, right? And what I find very powerful about this is that we can take any negative, even something as heavy as, this particular situation where someone discovered there's infidelity in their relationship and they're hurt and they're in pain and they're in anger. Literally, by adding this modality, this particular method, while you're giving a session, using whatever, it's acupuncture or massage or any other type of body work, really deepens the healing process, because they're going at a far deeper level and they're dealing with the psychological, mental, emotional charge that is causing even more tension and suffering in their body. So I just wanted to share that it can be used in many different ways, and those in the healing and the bodywork professions have a very direct way that they can use this immediately,
Yeah. This is the
Absolutely.
first time I'm hearing about this being used in that kind of context, actually. So it's really fascinating to me. It's really cool. And going back for a moment, you just shared that it had been really transformational in your own life. I'd love to hear a little bit more about some of the things. I know you shared the whole thing around not being good enough, which is something that was a big one for me, actually. And this was a huge, hugely transformative in that. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about what you've overcome in your life with your experience in accelerated evolution or in your own life in general.
It's basically, I never kind of recognized this seed of not being good enough in me until it just happened. We went shop with Suzanne and the salesperson and Suzanne. I put on dress and they said, "Oh my God, you look so beautiful," and I just burst on tears. I couldn't handle the compliment. I didn't deserve it, and it just came out of me right away. We did the process, deep it for and a deep it, and it was amazing. I never went back to this place anymore. I love myself and accept the way I am.
That's awesome. Not feeling good enough or beautiful enough or worthy enough is a core weight, to put it, core weight. It's a core energy sucker. It traps us from our personal success in our personal lives. It derails us professionally. We could be growing, and then we have this unconscious or even conscious feeling of we're not good enough, and that can really just stop us in our tracks from growing, from having the success that we really deserve and want. So this. I'm so glad that you did this and you're sharing about this, because you've changed so much since when I first met you. Really.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, I felt like tons and tons of dirt falling off my energy bodies and my I'm completely different person after taking this master class, Accelerated Evolution. It's amazing. I just, there is no words to be thankful and grateful for all this.
Thank you.
How would you explain what it is to other therapists? How would you share what it is, how it works to other therapists, whether they're physical therapists, massage therapists?
Yeah, usually people ask what is it, and I said, when something happened, trauma or drama in life, there is energy charge, which invisible, but which deflate your life basically. And if you kind of should turn on your consciousness or awake your inner watcher, and recognize it and work with it, because it does destroy. It takes your energy, life energy, and it brings you down. Basically, you never able to live your life fully with joy and ease, because there is always this doubt that, yeah, I'm not good enough or whatever charge is it, but by the end of the day, you are not happy. And removing this charge, you just, basically, I would say it's purifying your energetic bodies, which is invisible, but they're most important, like we are spiritual and physical bodies, so it's good to take care of all four levels. Yeah, mind, body, spirit, and work with it consciously. Wake up and dream. Life dream.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a very powerful piece you talk about. We don't usually share this openly, directly, immediately as the first result of accelerated evolution, but the deeper results is there is a waking up within the dream, a waking up within the dream of one's life, thinking that toil and boil or whatever, this is it. But when we wake up, we have deeper levels of enlightenment and self-realization and consciousness expansion. They sound like big words, but really it's a way to get in touch with our true self and de-identify from what's not us. And when we de-identify from what not us, what we're not, like all the ancient wisdom keepers from around the planet for thousands of years have been saying, it's time to wake up to from the dream, from the nightmare. And I see this as a very powerful, immediate way for people to wake up. Not just and not only wake up, but then start working on the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual elements of themselves. And I see this not only as a remedial methodology to deal with problems, but for those who really take this on, like you have, Nataliya, is to take this on as a way to expand one's spiritual dimensions, one's growth as a human and as a spiritual being in life. So thanks for expressing that piece. It's a very valuable piece that we don't share openly so much, but happens within.
But that's the most important part of our life. Once you wake up and once you wake up, you getting more aligned with creative force. That's what out of my experience. And then the trust in life arising, which people kind of don't always doubting. But I found myself in a trust to the life force, and I live an amazing life. Just surrender to whatever life brings on plate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'd love you to share about your journey with the other master coaches when you were in the full training. I want you to share, what was that like, associating with other master coaches and people in the training?
I just want to give some context to what that is for those of you who are listening, because we were talking about this master class. And it's funny, Nataliya, we missed each other by like a month, I think, because you were a year before me. But it's all good, we're meeting now. But the master coach program it's a year training. It's a year training exclusively under Satyen and Suzanne. And it's really like for the game changers. Like it's really for like the leaders and the people who are really wanting like a total life up level in all areas of life, personally, professionally. And for me, it was, like the most transformative year. No words to even describe it. And Nataliya was sharing with me earlier that it was the same for her, of course. So yes, please share your experience with the master coaches and in the master coach program. And what was the biggest lesson? I mean, that's a loaded question, right? But I'd love to hear some of like the biggest transformations or the biggest breakthroughs that you had in that.
I really kind of it's get into my memory when we did the exploring who you are and what the other human being, what life is. Those questions were very important and transformative, and I got answer on a deep soul level, not just mind answer to me, and that was profound. That was profound. it shifted my personal energy on a such big way that at one point I almost fell off the chair. It was like a wave of strong energy went through me when we were sitting underneath the trees at the backyard, and it was amazing. And before, like all human beings, it's coded in our DNA that we are afraid to die. After this master coach class, I know that death doesn't exist, and I'm ready to go any day, any moment. That was big one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's another one? What was another one that was something else that in your year in that training? What was, because I mean you did this 2 years ago, so this stuff it's in your being, like you're still speaking from that place, which is such an incredible thing to witness. So this being 2 years ago, what were some other things that were so transformational that like today you're still coming from that?
You know, I live a vacant life. I kind of watch what I am thinking about. I'm not allowing negative thoughts in my mind. I'm in charge for my thoughts. There is no negative thoughts, or if there are, I'm kind of watching myself from a side, and right away I'm working with it. Because, you know, we live in dual world. There is always positive and negative, but it's okay to do something negative sometimes, but be aware of it, be conscious of what you're doing. And it's amazing. It's the, I would say it's next level of awakened life I live. And the people I met during the course, and it's just unbelievable. We still staying in touch, and it's like a family members now.
Yeah, totally. This is something you mentioned, Nataliya, that in your reaching out to set up these interviews with all our, master coaches, present and alumni, you shared something very moving that I didn't realize. Many, I was thinking they're going to be talking a lot about the methods and techniques, but what did you discover? Can you remember what you shared with me?
It was really moving because it was like, I spoke to a lot of people who have been through these trainings with Satya and Accelerated Evolution, present and past, and there was a common thread that for me was more powerful to witness and to bear witness to, and that was the value in community and the value in connection, and especially like the community of Accelerated Evolution and in this community, and just how much that adds to the level and the depth of transformation. Just experiencing that with a family, like really with a family who gets it, and not only get it, but is living and breathing it too. And that is, it's really, I think, one of the most beautiful things, to be a part of, and to just witness grow. So for those of you who are listening and who are feeling into it as we're sharing about it, it really is something magical to be a part of a community like this, or in your own life, but a community who are they're really playing like high level, like high levels, but so that was really beautiful to see, and it's funny because Nataliya and I just met. This is the first time we're speaking, but there's already a depth and connection that I feel to you, just knowing that you've been through what I've been through in the training and in this work. So it really is something special, and it's timeless, really. There's no such thing as past or present attendees. It's just family. So it's really an honor to have you on here and to have you in our community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're also a very strong and heart-filled being. Strong, but with deep sense of heart and love and compassion. And if you were to share in our last few minutes here, if you were just to share what advice would you have? What thoughts would you have for other healers who are thinking about bringing this methodology into their own life?
Yeah, what's your message to them?
Yes, I think that this accelerated evolution, it's very good time to do that, because we are evolving with the Gaia, and to keep up with the new vibrations, we have to clear our personal vibrational level, rise up, and for once you vibrate on vibrations of love, then people are automatically drawn to you. And any modalities, if you're working with people, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, if you're massage therapist, even just to be loving person, people still feel it, and it helps them to evolve, being in the new energy, in new vibrations. We help to elevate each other on the next level, and it's amazing. I would recommend everyone, first of all, work with yourself and then help others.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. Really beautiful, and you clearly are a demonstration of that, of having put your oxygen mask on first and now helping others heal, especially in the work that you do with massage therapy. I'm still drawn to that. It's really cool. So thank you. Any last shares? Any last words? Anything about yourself, or how can people get in touch with you if they want to have the most amazing experience?
I live in Whistler and working at Scandinavian Spa. It's known in Vancouver as well. So if somebody wants to see me, I'm always there, and everyone can find me there.
Nice. Very nice.
Awesome.
Well, Nataliya, thank you so much for coming on our show. Thank you to those of you who have listened, and we hope that you got tremendous value here. And thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nataliya. All my love to you.